Because, yeah, they're just, you know, pulling up all this thing. Big flux. Big. Nice. That was a really big flux. Well done. What rank is this? Gold/plat. Okay. Okay, so it looks like we're playing up here. Only thing I don't like about here is your retreat is going to take you through a big choke. And the enemy team is probably most likely going to be able to race you and beat you to point, which is why I don't really like this too much. But we'll see how it's handled. Yeah, your team's also not with you, so... Yeah, a lot of open standing space, wasting a lot of resources here. I think it would be better if you just play back here and you just like kind of pressure the enemy rather than playing like super all-in aggressive and wasting all your resources, because we can already see we have like no abilities here. So the enemy team could pressure into us pretty hard because they haven't used too many of their abilities. Oh. We do block a lot of abilities with the shield, so that's good. Nice. Okay. I think we are focused a little bit too much on this Orisa, though. She should not be the primary target, especially with our rocks. Our rocks are going to be confirming kills. So rather than you pressuring this Orisa, I want you to be flicking over and pressuring the people sitting around this fire truck. I want you to maybe hitting Diana with the rock so that you're able to follow up more on her. But you using it on the Orisas, you know she's not going to die too much, especially if she's double-pocketed by both supports. So yeah, it's just going to be very difficult for you to actually get any progress with that. And because we are focused so much on the Orisa, we aren't able to actually pressure the enemy. Yeah, we just focus the Orisa too much here, so we can't pressure the enemy. And so the enemy is able to just beat us to point and get more picks than us. Yeah, I think the ultimate was a little premature, to be honest. I don't really think it was necessary for you to really go gun-ho into there and pop your ultimate where your team has no follow-up because they're all floating here. Instead, wait until they all start pushing through, maybe even with this Kitsune Rush, and then pop it here so that they're all floating here, which is a lot easier to shoot. Because you didn't really get anything with the ult, and Gravitic Flux is one of your biggest things that's going to allow you to really follow up and do a lot of damage. So you kind of just played into their strength, which was them having a ton of cover and you having basically nothing. You also have 600 health here, so you don't have to be so afraid. I It seems like you are afraid to really take or contest space, and so that's making it very difficult for your team to want to like push in and pressure the enemy. You're allowing, because of how much space you're giving, Sojourn's able to have an off angle over here. And yeah, they're able to just have a lot more angles and space, and you're again focusing on Orisa rather than focusing the Ashe. There we go. Unlucky. Good maneuvering. What really else happened here? Yeah, again, a rock that was unnecessary on the Orisa. And focusing on the Orisa too much rather than the supports behind her. She clearly wasn't aimed at you. She was aimed at, like, really everyone else on your team with the ultimate. So you again, just... You're just focusing and rocking this Orisa way too much. And you need to be focusing on the backline to confirm more kills on the backline with your rock. Yeah, we're also wasting, like, all of our abilities here. You should be holding on to the grasp until you really absolutely need it. If you're using it this early, it's just not going to really work for you. Another thing is, like, we're not choosing to hold corners, so you could have easily held here, which would have been a little bit more beneficial for you guys, because you could have been contesting point, limiting the amount of people shooting you. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of just you giving them kind of the space. Like, even here, why are we backing up? Why are you backing up this way into what the Kiriko ult would be? Probably be honestly better if you stayed here where you had some cover, could fight some people in the room. If you needed to, you could come out here, ult, and fly up here and catch people. Because, yeah, they're just, you know, pulling up all this thing. Big flux. Big. Nice. That was a really big flux. Well done. Yeah, so that should have been how the first time you used flux went. Where you just wait for the memo to push in and you to use it, rather than you trying to use it prematurely and get a pick with it. Here we are, you wasting our abilities again, so we're going to be easily pressured out or with a broken shield. So honestly, first thing is when she got nanoed, you probably just want to throw your shield up to block the spear coming in, because that's going to be kind of what causes a big issue to you guys. And then yeah, once you get hit by that, the shield shouldn't need to be thrown there since it's already kind of done. Should probably propped it to block the Sojourn. And then you get hit by a Bob, so that's unfortunate. And then, yeah, we kind of just get picked off here from all that stuff. But yeah, that was just a series of bad events where we just, like, failed to hit our shield, really. And it looks like they just get it. You aren't able to touch. So obviously swapping to a stall hero might have helped. If you are going to pressure whoever's on the thing, you can probably just stand here and jump over top of the train. So just keep that in mind rather than you having to walk through this small ass choke where you can't jump. Ooh. Okay, so that was fine. You didn't need to use your shield there. I would have much rather when you jump here, you use your shield. And the reason why I would rather you have a shield when you're here is so that you can put a bubble around the Ash, maybe not get shot by all these other people. And yeah, pressure the enemy here more. The shield also would have stopped you from getting coach guns, so you wouldn't have been so far away from the people. And then, yeah, we're targeting an Ashe that's getting healed by 2 healers. A BAP and a Moira. So what you would need to do is focus the healers, because the healers are going to be what's keeping everyone alive. But you need to also use your shield so that the healers are not able to heal each other. If you use your shield the way you're using it, then these people are just going to be able to shoot each other all day, and you're not going to be able to do anything. Which is what they're doing, which is why you're not able to really do much. Because they're just healing each other, and you're not really using your bubble to isolate them. So Winston's entire thing is basically cut off the heals so that the people can't get healed that you're trying to kill. This is why a lot of tanks die in Winston Bubble. This is why a lot of other characters die in Winston Bubble. Because you're using it like this, and then jumping out is making it so that this shield has no purpose. No one's going to be using this shield. Not needed. If you used it, you know, when you were here, like on the BAP, then, you know, you're going to be using a shield. You know, Moira's not going to be able to heal the BAP in the shield. Reaper's going to be able to use the shield so that Queen and or Sim can't shoot him. All this stuff. But you're using it early like this. Just makes it so that it doesn't really serve a purpose. And then jumping in without shield's not really great because higher players are going to recognize you jumped in without shield, and they're going to focus you for using for jumping in without having your shield. Could have meleeed the Ashe and she would have died. If you're up against a single target, you're going to do more damage meleeing that target than you will Tesla cannoning them. So make sure you're alternating melees in with your Tesla cannon. All right, cool. So we're on Ram. Yeah. So fun fact: you don't have to be on cart when you cap this, and that is because this fire truck will go all the way to here, this little stop thing, without you having to push it. So rather than you standing here escorting the payload, which serves no purpose, I'd rather you actually push out here and start attacking. This only happens on 2 maps, I believe, and that is this map and Pariso. So when you're on those maps, don't worry about the payload. It's going to push itself. Because that Sim should be able to die. And actually probably could have died quicker if you were pressuring and not thinking about the payload escorting. And that Ashe is really just matrixing it all. Oh, nice. We got a team kill. And while you're, like, waiting, you know, we just got a team kill, so let's think of ultimates. You know, you have a Death Blossom ready, so maybe we want to think about, like, where we potentially want a Death Blossom, which is probably going to be right here. So maybe you want to play, because you want the fight to be here mainly, you want to play, like, around here to let the enemy come out. Another thing you could do is, like, if Reaper wants to play up on this point, maybe you play, you know, here so that coming through here is very packed, and Reaper can drop down from this high ground onto the enemy. Both of these are really good ideas. But yeah, you have to kind of like think, because your win condition is a Death Blossom and they don't have any ultimates, you need to think like, where would the best place to play for this Death Blossom to be? And hopefully we're thinking about that here. Our Mercy can probably push the rest of the cart, and we can probably play up here to try to make that happen. But it looks like because we're not able to do that, they actually do get a pick on our Reaper, because we aren't playing up there to defend him or stop them, really. So there goes our win condition. So fight choosing, corner holding. Looks like you used a lot of your abilities early on, especially on like Sigma and Winston against the enemy. And you kind of want to stop that. This is fine. Okay. If I was your team, I wouldn't push straight into a Moira ultimate, but you know, that's just me. Okay, nice. Nice. Damn. Yeah, instead of maybe focusing the Bob, we probably should have focused the Brig there, because we already had a shield for the Bob, and we knew Bob wasn't going to kill anyone else. I think we lost track of the sim. Very good. Moira used Fade, so we can kill the Moira. Sweet. Yeah, I mean, we're playing pretty well. It's really just that corner holding, and on defense, we're not really taking, we're not really holding our space effectively, I would say. We're just going to go back to here. You have time, so let's think. We have Nano Blade, so now we have to think about how to fully optimize our Nano Blade. Probably best idea to do that is to really bait the Moira out for a Fade. Once the Moira uses Fade, we know she doesn't have anything. Genji can go in, confirm a kill on the Moira, and then try to clean up the rest. Would be probably how I think of it. Which means your task is to fight the Moira and pressure her out. Okay, looks like the Genji just cleans up. Hell yeah. Again, that's practically another team kill. So let's think. We have a Death Blossom. So obviously the best place we want a Death Blossom is probably also here, where they're all going to be coming out. So we might want to play somewhere here to, you know, try and stop that. Especially when we see that there's 4 on cart. Payload moves fastest with 3 on cart. It doesn't go any faster with 4 or 5 people on cart. So we definitely can push up and help the Reaper out if we wanted to. Yeah, it looks like we get this. Hell yeah. A lot of it is just planning based off of your Reaper, like what you're going to be doing, or based off of what your win condition is, where you want to be playing, and what you want to be doing. This is good pressure again, but you're focusing way too much on that Orisa. I can clearly see you're aiming at the Orisa. We want to be aiming at the Moira. We want to be aiming at the Bat. Yeah, not straight into the Orisa sphere. Like, our orbs explode, so even if we shoot, like, this space right here, it's going to be hitting that Moira. Moira just use Fade. Nice. Good. Okay, we had plenty of time to go pressure that Cassidy, so I'm surprised that we actually don't go pressure the Cassidy. Okay. Shield? 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 Eh. Yeah, unlucky, and Cassidy's kind of the unsung hero that we just didn't look at. Yeah, as soon as you see the Bastion transform, don't even try, like, dueling him. Just wait for him to finish his thing, and then you can go back in. Oh, very strong pressure. Just missed your spear. Nice. Are they just, like, AFK? I think they just gave up or something. Yeah, the tank left. I guess it's a win. Surely it's a win. Yeah, no one's up here. No one ever comes up subway.
Just as predicted. Keep them off a little longer.
Okay, you could have waited. You saw her fade, but okay. It's planning when your team has ultimates where exactly you should be. Holding corners on defense specifically. Tie? I guess, yeah, no, sorry, that was a tie. Ultimate usage should be waiting until they push in to use your flux. It's a very big, like, you can't do anything while you're in it. And you all take half damage, so it should be pretty easy for you guys to clean up on that thing. And thing's massive, so there's no way you miss it. And it's, I don't think you can't block it either unless Lifeweaver puts a tree on it. Yeah, I think that's kind of it for that. I mean, it's really just holding the corners, not focusing the tank, pressuring that back line, planning like based off of what your ultimate win conditions are, pressuring the enemy that way.